What's good, sports fans? Are you ready to elevate your live entertainment experience? Well, let me introduce you to SeatGeek, an amazing platform that connects you to your favorite events while saving you money. With SeatGeek, you can easily find tickets for sports games, concerts, and so much more, all in one place. The interface is user-friendly, making it simple to browse and compare prices. And one of the best features is the interactive seating chart. You can see exactly where you'll be sitting and how much you'll be spending, ensuring you get the best value for your money. But here's the best part. Check this out. By using my promo code, ChalkItUpSports, you can enjoy a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. That's right, $20 off your first SeatGeek order. Imagine catching that thrilling game or concert without breaking the bank. It's a win-win situation. Plus, you'll be a part of a community of fans who eat, sleep, and breathe live events just as much as you do. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description to download the SeatGeek app today. And don't forget to use my promo code ChalkItUpSports for a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. Get excited. Now let's get back to the show. Yeah. What's good? This is your boy Tone DeShields the second. You guys are locked in on your dose of Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. As always, I am eternally grateful to be here with you guys on a Friday afternoon. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, man. We got so much to get into. I have so many notes here. It's ridiculous. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through all of it. You know what I mean? Y'all know our live streams normally take about an hour 15 at the most. But we're going to do our best to get through this thing. I'm going to try my best not to waste any time. I'm going to try my best not to waste your time. I'm going to try to cover all the bases. And if there's anything I miss, make sure you guys put it in the comment section and we're going to discuss it here first and foremost. So make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Man, oh man. I've been looking forward to talking to you guys, chat. I've been looking forward to talking to you, chat. I really have. I watched that game last night rather. I watched it a couple times, actually. I watched the game like 2 or 3 times. I think I watched it 3 times, probably 2.5, right? And I have a handful of takeaways. And look, it's only one game. I'm going to try my hardest to not overreact. That's going to be the challenge. That's going to be the challenge. I'm going to try my absolute hardest to not overreact to anything I saw yesterday. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to start with the good. We are going to start with the good. All right. I see a lot of you guys already talking about Keely Ringo and so on and so forth, but we're going to start with the positive. We're going to start with the positives from last night. So the Philadelphia Eagles faced off with the Cincinnati Bengals at Lincoln Financial Field. The Philadelphia Eagles won the game 34-27. And of course, winning is always fun, but the score is not something we really pay attention to. We more so pay attention to just how guys execute and how guys do their jobs and see if we can find any diamonds in the rough, see if we can locate anybody who stood out, right? But the Eagles did win the game, and they were pretty much in control of the game, especially in that second half, right? The moment Joe Burrow and those starters left the field on offense, the Philadelphia Eagles were in full control of the game. But again, I want to start with the positives, okay? Number one, and I am going to start with not just positive, but this positivity is also going to include an apology. I want to sincerely apologize to Johnny Wilson. I want my apology to be as loud as I wouldn't call it disrespect, but let's just say disrespect for lack of better terms, right? I want my apology to be just as loud as the disrespect. I'll be honest. I was selling my Johnny Wilson stock. I really was. You know, his rookie season was very pedestrian. He was constantly dropping footballs. You was hearing about him dropping footballs in training camp. And, you know, I mean, he's a phenomenal blocker. Phenomenal blocker. You know, the dude is like, what, 6'6", like 6'7", 6'6", like 220 pounds. I mean, Johnny Wilson physically is extremely imposing. He's 6'6", 228, 24 years old. Young guy, drafted in the 6th round by the Philadelphia Eagles, 185th overall in the 2024 NFL Draft. Went to Arizona State, transferred to Florida State from Dover, Ohio. I want to apologize to Johnny Wilson. I dismissed him. I didn't really acknowledge him. I didn't even really remotely react whenever I did hear something positive about him in training camp. I was just like, all right, well, we'll see. We'll see. But that game last night, granted, he had 6 targets. He had 6 targets on 3 catches. I would like to see him come down with more of those, but some of those were just bad footballs, right? So I can't blame him for those 3 misses, but he had 6 targets, 3 catches, 73 yards receiving, averaged 24.3 yards a catch. And his longest catch of the day was 28 yards. I mean, the footballs he was catching were not easy retrievals. I mean, he had one that was a back shoulder grab that just showed the football instincts. I mean, shout out to Tanner McKee. Tanner McKee was balling. We're going to talk about Tanner McKee, but Tanner McKee was putting the ball everywhere it needed to be. He put that ball on Johnny Wilson's back shoulder. Johnny Wilson reacted, caught that ball, snagged it, and he was catching everything with his hands. His first catch of the day, Tanner McKee put it up there for him. The defender deflected it, but Johnny Wilson managed to still maintain concentration and snag the catch. And then probably the most beautiful one was on the right sideline. Tanner McKee throws him a nice 28-yard 50-50 ball. And he just goes over the head top of the defender. Johnny Wilson had some very impressive catches yesterday. And I have to acknowledge it. I cannot dismiss it. I'm sorry. I was unfamiliar with your game. And I'm going to hold myself fully accountable for that. Fully accountable. I'm not going to pull any punches on myself. I dismissed you, brother. And I'm sorry. Now, you have to continue, of course, right? One game doesn't make you. One game doesn't break you either. But you got to stack these days, stack these opportunities. I want to see what Johnny Wilson does in the next game, in the joint practices, right? When the regular season starts, you know, if and when he gets those opportunities, right? I want to see what Johnny Wilson does when the opportunities are few and far between. Because those be the most important catches, right? Those be the catches you got to have. You see, Johnny Wilson's not going to get 6 targets when the season starts. He's going to make the roster. But he's not going to get 6 targets when the season starts. He'll be lucky if he ends a game with 2. So if he does have a game where he gets 2 targets, he better have 2 catches. It's just that simple. So, again, I want to fully apologize to Johnny Wilson for being down on him. The stock is definitely up. The stock is rising. You know what I mean? So, got to give credit where credit is due to Johnny Wilson. I mean, he looked great. He looked confident. He looked like he trusted his hands. You know, we didn't really see Johnny Wilson get too freaky with the route running, though. I'm sure the route running does have to improve, and I'm sure he has to improve when it comes to creating separation. He's not the fastest guy. Let's call it what it is. But You give him a chance for the football, he's gonna snag it. Clearly, we saw that. And they were doing that against the first team defense of the Bengals. Granted, the Bengals defense is awful, no matter how you slice it. But Johnny Wilson, respect, brother. Respect, man. They know what he does. They give him a go ball, give him a comeback route, give him a back shoulder. They know what and I think that was what was so dope from Kevin Patullo. And we're going to give Kevin Patullo his flowers as well. We're going to give Kevin Patullo his flowers as well because Kevin Patullo put all those receivers in positions where they could succeed. You didn't see Johnny Wilson running a post or a corner or an out route. You saw Johnny Wilson running, hey, go ball, 50-50 ball, back shoulder. They put Johnny Wilson in positions where he could succeed. And that says a lot about Kevin Patullo. So, granted, they were keeping things vanilla, but Kevin Patullo was calling the plays nonetheless. So, shout out to Johnny Wilson, man, for having a phenomenal game. Can't wait to see more from him. Cannot wait to see more. All right, let's continue with the positivity. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Appreciate you guys. And by the way, I'm going to get to all your super chats. I'm going to get to all your super chats. Best believe that, all right? I ain't going to forget about you. I am not going to forget about you, man. Like I said, if you're just hopping in, I owe Johnny Wilson an apology. I can't fake the funk, man. He had a really good performance. And they were explosive plays. Explosive plays. Longest catch of the day was 28 yards. I think his shortest of the day was 18 yards. Yeah, he had a 27-yard reception, a 28-yard reception, and an 18-yard reception. So, shout out to Johnny Wilson, man. I owe him an apology, and that's what he got, man. That's what he got. So, shout out to Johnny Wilson. All right. Next up with the positivity, man. This brother stole the show last night. Darius Cooper stole the show last night. Oh my God. I'm not over exaggerating. I told y'all I'm going to do my best not to overreact, but Darius Cooper was the best player on the field last night. I'm sorry. Darius Cooper was the best player on the field last night for both teams. If there's any name you need to know after watching that Eagles-Bengals preseason matchup, if there's any name that you need to know, it's Darius Cooper. Darius Cooper, a rookie, undrafted out of Tarleton State University. Let me make sure I got that right here. I don't want to do him a disservice. Darius Cooper, drafted out of Tarleton State. Where is Tarleton State at? Tarleton State is in Stephenville, Texas. And Darius Cooper came out there and just balled the hell out. I ain't got nothing bad to say about him. He was explosive. He attacked the ball. Let me just get to this thing right here. He has to make the roster. He has to make the roster. The Eagles cannot let him hit the practice squad. They cannot let him hit free agent. They cannot play around with this kid. This kid is talented. He's explosive in and out of his breaks. He's able to create legit separation. And consistently throughout the night, he was a chain mover, especially on crucial third downs and fourth downs. One of his most crucial catches was on 4th and 2, converting for a first down. I mean, he was so fun to watch last night. And I know one person may say, well, he was going up against the Bengals defense. He was going up against 2s and 3s. But here's the thing, right? His explosiveness does not lie. His explosiveness does not lie. You can just see he pops off the screen. Every time he got his hands on the rock, you just see the get off. You just see the clean release. You see a player who truly, truly has talent. and was playing with confidence. I'm pretty sure if he would have had more opportunities, he would have had over 100 yards last night easily. They couldn't do shit with him. And we saw him running a variation of routes as well. We saw him run go balls, out routes, in routes, comebacks. He gave you a little bit of everything. He gave you a little bit of everything. Quick slants. This kid is a route runner. Darius Cooper is he's a route runner, dude, and his separation is real. One of his most impressive catches was the touchdown, of course, the touchdown pass from Tanner McKee. Tanner McKee had that shit on the rope. Tanner McKee hit him with a laser. And what was so beautiful about what Darius Cooper did was, First of all, he got off the line clean. The release was smooth. He had the DB completely out of sorts. Beat the DB, managed to get outside leverage, stacked him, secured the pass with his hands. An acrobatic catch at that. It was an athletic catch. He had to go get that ball and come down with it. In between the safety who was coming off the top and the corner who was right there in his hip. Way to stay poised, way to stay confident, way to stay calm in that situation. Darius Cooper, 7 targets, 6 catches, 82 yards, averaged 13.7 yards per reception with a touchdown catch. Longest catch of the day, 20 yards, and that was the touchdown. Darius Cooper, another thing he did was, I think he ran a quick slant, went up and got it, came down, did a pirouette, made the DB and left the DB in the spin cycle, got to the sideline, took off. He's an explosive player, man. I like Darius Cooper. The Eagles have to find a way to keep him on his roster. They have to find a way, man. Make sure you guys continue to smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. GTB Manny says Darius Cooper can beat Hurts' Deshaun Jackson. Yo. He's explosive. Traumatic NC says, also, Nick Sirianni is a wide receiver himself. I promise you that Cooper impressed the hell out of Coach last night. Bro, I know he impressed Aaron Moorhead, Kevin Patullo, Nick Sirianni. Donald Rohn says, yeah, he's a mini AJ. Yo, listen to this, bro. Listen to this, Donald. See your point about that. Darius Cooper is 5'11", 210 pounds. And I'm telling you, he looks every bit of that. He's 5'11", he's stocky. You can see the size on him. You can see the power, and he still has explosiveness. I'm trying to see what he ran at the combine or at his pro day. I need to know what he ran on his pro day or something. I need to know. And I even loved how he introduced himself. His first press conference, he said his name, the school he went to. Man, it says here that he ran a 4.49 40-yard dash at his pro day. But I'm telling you, he looked faster than that. KGK says Darius Cooper and Shunderick Powell can't lead a building. Yo, Shunderick Powell got some pop, too. We're going to talk about him as well. Blaze said his route running, the yards after the catch, the hands. Bro, like Dana said, all facts. All facts. And I promise you guys, I'm going to get to all your super chats. I'm going to get to all the super chats. So I got to show love to Darius Cooper, man. Darius Cooper had a phenomenal game last night. I want to see what he does more. Again, one game doesn't make you, one game doesn't break you. I want to see if Darius Cooper does more opportunities, man. I can't wait to see him in joint practices. I can't wait to see Darius Cooper in another preseason game. The Eagles, I think he won a roster spot last night. And also, where was Elijah Cooks? I was really high on Elijah Cooks. He didn't even play last night. As far as I'm concerned, he didn't even play last night. But as of right now, as of today, Darius Cooper, Johnny Wilson, they are at the top of the pecking order right now. I even got to show love to Anais Smith, who didn't really get the most targets, but took advantage of opportunities when he got his hands on the ball. Anais Smith had a 6-yard touchdown reception from Tanner McKee. He ran a beautiful quick slant, was patient with his route, stacked the defender, made his break on the inside, snagged it untouched. And then Anais Smith followed that up with a 46-yard punt return, which ultimately set up the Darius Cooper 20-yard touchdown catch. So these guys were working in concert. These guys were taking advantage of opportunities. The way they maximized the final 2 minutes of the second quarter was poetic. It was poetic. They maximized the final 2 minutes. The final 2 minutes of that first half. The execution was flawless. Tanner McKee marches down the field. Anais Smith catches the 6-yard touchdown pass. Next thing you know, 2 plays later, he returns the 46 yards, sets up Darius Cooper for a 20-yard touchdown catch. Execution was very clean. Nick Sirianni said it last night. They played a very clean game last night. I want to show love to Jihaad Dotson as well. Jihaad Dotson played the first series or the first quarter, whatever it may be. Jihaad Dotson looked very clean out there. I like the fact that they gave Jihaad Dotson some early reps, some early work. You can tell they were very intentional about getting Jihaad Dotson going on that first drive, because Tanner McKee's first 2 passes went to Jihaad Dotson. Dotson, his routes looked crisp. He looked confident out there. He was catching everything with his hands. He was able to create separation. He ran a beautiful slant route for 15 yards, setting up the touchdown run for Tanner McKee. And he ran a smooth out route for a 12-yard gain as well on the opening drive. So Jihaad Dotson ultimately ended the game with 2 targets, 2 catches, 27 yards, averaging 13.5 yards per reception. And look, Jihaad Dotson is wide receiver 3. He may get 3 or 4 targets a game, if that, has to maximize those opportunities like he did tonight, or last night. Let's see here. I'm going to continue with the skill position guys. Then I'm going to get to Tanner McKee. So make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Before I get to the negatives, you guys, I'm going to get to your super chats. Trust and believe that. I'm going to get to all your super chats before we transition to the negatives. Right now, we're talking positives. So make sure you guys smash that like button. If you're new to the live stream, if you're new to the show, my name is Tone DeShields II. You guys have been locked in. You guys are currently locked in on Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. We cover the NFL here. We cover the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's keep this shit going. So Will Shipley, A.J. Dillon, and the running backs. I think the running backs overall had a pretty decent night last night. Will Shipley looked good. You know, Will Shipley, he had 7 carries for 48 yards. His longest run of the day was 38 yards. So outside of that 38-yard gain, he really didn't have much going on. He had 1 carry for 38 yards, and then he had 6 carries that counted for 10 yards. So he wasn't really able to really pop beyond that 38-yard run, but that 38-yard run was huge because it did set up the Jihaad Dotson 15-yard catch, which ultimately set up Tanner McKee to get that touchdown QB sneak. So Will Shipley, 7 carries, 48 yards, averaged almost 7 yards an attempt. Longest run of the day was 38 yards. Shunderick Powell, 6 carries, 32 yards, averaged over 5 yards a carry, 1 touchdown run. Longest run of the day was 19 yards. He had a lot of pop as well, ran with a lot of juice. A.J. Dillon, 5 carries, 27 yards. Longest run of the day was 10 yards. Averaged over 5 yards an attempt, 27 yards rushing, and he also had 27 yards receiving, A.J. Dillon, with 3 catches. So A.J. Dillon gave you 54 yards total, 54 yards total on 8 touches. 54 yards total on 8 touches. So A.J. Dillon averaged well over 6 yards a touch for sure. So got to give credit where credit's due for A.J. Dillon. A.J. Dillon looked strong. A.J. Dillon looked healthy. A.J. Dillon had some bounce, ran with power. There was a couple moments in that game where A.J. Dillon in the second quarter, he had back-to-back runs that showed his bounce, showed his power, showed his vision, especially in tight quarters. Again, Shunderick Powell had some pretty good runs as well. And I also want to show love to, what's his name here? Keelan Robinson. Keelan Robinson had 12 carries for 24 yards. The longest run of the day was 14 yards. And I also want to let it be known that some of these guys had some pretty good runs, but they were called back because of penalties. And again, we're going to talk about those with the negatives. We're not there yet. But I think as far as running backs go, Will Shipley, Shonderick Powell, and A.J. Dillon, they were very clean. Very clean, man. Will Shipley got to unhook the trailer, though. Will Shipley was looking once he broke that run. You gotta get a move on him. You gotta shake that last guy. You gotta shake that last guy and take it to the crib. But other than that, though, much love to the running backs. They did a pretty decent job last night. All right, let's get to probably the man of the night. Darius Cooper had a phenomenal night, but he doesn't get there without Tanner McKee. Tanner McKee was balling. Tanner McKee went 20 for 25, completed 80% of his passes, threw for 252 passing yards, averaged over 10 yards an attempt, threw for 2 passing touchdowns, no interceptions, was sacked only twice, and also snuck it in for a touchdown run. So Tanner McKee had 3 total touchdowns, 252 passing yards, and completed 80% of his passes, going 20 for 25, averaging over 10 yards an attempt. Tanner McKee was on one last night. Tanner McKee was on one last night, man. He looked clean. He looked confident. He was giving his receivers chances to make plays on football. He just looked good, man. He looked like he's been in the league for 3 years. You know, looked polished, right? And he also got a lot of burn. He also got a good amount of burn last season when Jalen Hurts went down and Kenny Pickett went down. Tanner McKee came in and got some good burn, and he also played the last game of the season against the New York Giants. So Tanner McKee is carrying over what happened last year. He looked good. Tanner McKee looked really good, man. I'm surprised his batting rating is 61. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But nonetheless, Tanner McKee looked really good, man. He was consistently giving his receivers chances to make plays on the ball. And look, another thing that stood out, right? He's not really known for his mobility. He's not going to break a 10, 15, 20-yard run. That's not what he does. He's not going to shake and bake you. But he knows how to get out of dodge, knows how to maneuver in the pocket, knows how to extend plays a little bit to create some space for himself and the receivers. And he did that. It was a couple times he did that, man. So got to show love to Tanner McKee. He looked really good last night. Honestly, Tanner McKee might be the best. He might be the best backup quarterback in football right now. He may be the best backup quarterback in football. Definitely, probably the best backup quarterback in the NFC for sure. Definitely the best backup quarterback in the NFC East. I'll take Tanner McKee over any backup quarterback you bring up in the NFC East. I mean that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Tanner McKee. Also want to show some love to Tyler Steen. Tyler Steen looked very good last night. Tyler Steen, his best moment, his highest moment of the night was when he was able to secure that big block on was it Logan Wilson? I think it was Logan Wilson, right? Let me see here. Yeah, Tyler Steen. First of all, Tanner McKee handed the ball off to Will Shipley, right? In the midst of the handoff, Tyler Steen saw the linebacker, Logan Wilson, number 55. He saw Logan Wilson creeping up. And Logan Wilson tried to attack. Tyler Steen was able to seal Logan Wilson inside the A-gap, pinning him in, and he was able to spring Will Shipley for a 38-yard run. Also got to give love to Matt Pryor. Matt Pryor did an awesome job sealing his man on an island. Kendall Lamb did a good job last night as well. Got to show love to Drew Kendall. Drew Kendall did a good job as the center. I think Drew Kendall is the backup center, y'all. He's a rookie, but Drew Kendall had no issues snapping the ball. All his snaps were clean. He did a good job picking up his blocks. I think Drew Kendall is your backup center. I think your rotational tackles are Kendall Lamb and Matt Pryor. Tyler Steen is clearly ready to be a starting right guard. He just looks experienced, looks polished. Drew Kendall is your backup center. Brett Toth was a little inconsistent. Wasn't awful, but just inconsistent. Yeah, man. Those are I'm trying to think any more positives, right? Jihaad Campbell looked good, man. Jihaad Campbell, he got off his blocks rather quickly. He was able to shed blocks quickly. He almost had an interception. He has to snag that ball. That ball was right in his hands. He has to secure that. But I think Jihaad Campbell looked pretty decent last night. I think Jeremiah Trotter Jr. looked decent as well. I was shocked that they didn't start the game with Jihaad Campbell and Jeremiah Trotter. They actually started with Trotter and Smile Mondon, and then Jihaad Campbell came in after the fact. I want to show love to Patrick Johnson. Patrick Johnson off the edge was able to snag himself a sack, and on top of that, he got pressure on the quarterback, tipped the ball at the line of scrimmage, and was able to get an interception. So Patrick Johnson, one thing about him, he gonna make some plays in the preseason. Now, it translating to the regular season, we'll see. But Patrick Johnson, he gonna keep a job. He gonna keep a job, man. That sack and that interception was pretty good to see. Got to show love to Ty Robinson. Ty Robinson was able to get a sack in his debut. Gabe Hall looked good as well. Ty Robinson and Gabe Hall looked really, really good. Gabe Hall had this one play right at the beginning of the game. Let me see if I can find it here in my notes. Here it is. It was 14. The clock said 14-11. It was 14 minutes and 11 seconds left in the first quarter. It was 3rd and 5. And although Joe Burrow was able to convert for a first down, Gabe Hall had a really impressive swim move on the right guard. And he was able to get pressure on Burrow, which forced Burrow to get rid of the ball probably sooner than he wanted to. But nonetheless, Gabe Hall had a beautiful move, a beautiful swim move on the right guard, which showed me a lot about his, just that quick twitch, his hand usage, how violent he is with his hands. Got to give credit where credit is due to Gabe Hall. So I think those are my positives that I saw last night. If you guys have any more positives, you guys can definitely bring them up. But before I get to the negatives, let's get to the super chat, you guys. I appreciate all the donations. I appreciate all the love. Make sure you guys continue to smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. We have 170 people tuned in. We only got 67 likes. The math is not mathing. So make sure you guys continue to smash that like button. It means a lot, man. It goes a long way. All right, let's get to the supers. We have Sweet Chin Music with a $5 super chat. He says, Adoree Jackson and Keely Ringo ain't going to work out. On to other options. Man, I can't wait to talk about that with you guys, man. I can't wait. All right. Next up, we got Davon, a.k.a. Schoolboy Beats with the $2 super chat. Thank you for the donation. Thank you for the donation, Davon. Davon says, Ainias might make Ringo expendable on special teams. I don't know. No, Ringo still has special teams value. I wouldn't say that. Ainias Smith is a returner. Don't expect Ainias Smith to be a gunner or anything. But Keely Ringo is a returner. I'm sorry. Keely Ringo is a gunner. He tackles well, usually. So I think Ainias Smith, with with that punt return ability, with that explosiveness, and the ability to get open on quick slants, he has some value. I think Ainias Smith is going to make this roster. I really do. All right, Davon followed up with another super chat. Thank you. He says, would it be a good idea to give Wilson some reps at tight end? It's so funny you say that because we haven't heard any inkling that they're going to even try to do that. So I would just give up on that. I would move on from it. They haven't even tried it yet. It's been talked about amongst reporters. It's been talked about amongst us, but they haven't even remotely tried to do it. So I think ultimately that may be a dumb bun. Maybe it gets discussed at a later date, but I don't see it right now. Green Wingman with the $5 super chat. Thank you, Greeny. I appreciate you. He says here, are we sure Wilson didn't just rent out Randy Moss's hands for the night? Hopefully this is the beginning of something good for him. Yo, funny, man. You are hilarious. You are hilarious. Hold on one second, you guys. Yeah, so Johnny Wilson Green, that's a funny super chat, bro. I'm gonna read that again. He says, are we sure Johnny Wilson didn't just run out Randy Moss's hands for the night? Hopefully this is the beginning of something good for him. Yeah, hopefully it is the beginning. He looked good. He looked really good. I mean, he looked confident. He was mossing everybody. I liked what I saw from him. Miss Fanny, the Eagles fan with the $20 super chat. She says here, Keely Ringo can't break up a fever, let alone a pass. I've been saying it all season. He is not a good corner. Leave him in Brown on special teams where they excelled. Johnny Wilson, thank you. Johnny Wilson, Cooper, and Johnson were on fire. Kudos to the second string offense. Yeah, man. Yeah. I ain't got nothing bad to say about those new guys, but we're gonna talk more about Keely Ringo for sure. We're gonna talk more about it. All right. Thank you for the super chat, Miss Fanny. Green Wingman back again with a super chat. He says, I am taking off the backup label from McKee. We got an elite in Hurts and a starting quarterback who can win us 10 games on McKee without question. That's the good thing, right? I think Tanner McKee, God forbid if Jalen Hurts went down for like 3 or 4 games, I think Tanner McKee could definitely go 3-1. I think Tanner McKee can definitely win you some games. I strongly believe that. I mean, he showed that in the Giants game, and he showed that in the Cowboys game. He can definitely win you some games for sure. Norender with the super chat. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. He said, Darius Cooper looked like what Jalen Reagor should have been. Bro, there you, yo, Norender, you spitting. You spitting, bro, because there was moments last night where I'm like, yo, he kind of got that Jalen Reagor build. And you're absolutely right. Darius Cooper showed us what Jalen Reagor could never show us. Darius Cooper looked like what Jalen Reagor was supposed to be. That's a hell of a comp. I like that. Eagles realist says Darius Cooper and Shanderick Powell are my 2 favorites. I like Castro Fields, the corner. I got some words for those corners, man. I got some words. I'm not the highest on the corners right now. Nico and the Sheriff family, thank you guys for locking in. Says here, oh, you guys became members. Thanks for becoming members, you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for becoming members. All right. Trey, the super chat. Thank you, Trey. Says, yo, we nice. The fire we play with is scary, bro. You're so on point, Trey. Like, our backups looked good. We have some real depth. We got some real depth, and I like it, bro. Big Dog 5215 with the $5 super chat says, hey, Tone, I told you Ringo was trash. It was Yak and Vic, Vic Cup. Yo, Big Dog. Hey, listen, man. He did not look good last night. He did not look good, and we're going to talk about it more, but he did not look good last night. Miss Fanny back again with a super chat says, I said Johnson, but I meant Robinson. Okay, got you. Also, Eli Ricks has improved a lot. I don't think Ricks looked the greatest either, personally. He wasn't the worst, but I don't think Ricks looked the best either. I'm probably going to rewatch the game again. I've watched like two or three times already, but I'll watch it again to see if I missed anything. But I don't think Ricks looked that good either. He was okay. He wasn't Ringo bad, but Brahim Jones, one of my members, says, Tone, I like that young boy wide receiver. Just change the number. Yo, facts. Yo, number 41 for Darius Cooper has to change. Number 41 ain't like, nah. We got to get that boy number 12 or number 13, something. We got to give him number 17 or number 10. We got to give him a better number than that or number 9. I don't know. Do what you got to do, but 41 ain't cutting it. That number 41 is ugly. Alex with a super chat. Thank you. He says Tanner McKee would excel with Sean McVay. Send me verse for him. They are not trading Jared Verse. But I like the way you think, Alex. Tanner McKee looks good, man. Miss Linda Washington, thank you for the super chat. She said, who was better, Kyle McCord or DTR? DTR by far. Kyle McCord looked confused last night. Now granted, his protection didn't hold up. And we're going to talk about that. I will throw Kyle McCord some bail. His protection was not good last night. DTR had way better protection. But also DTR was able to find his guys a lot better. And I also think DTR has a stronger arm. He was able to fit the ball in some tighter windows. But yeah, definitely Dorian Thompson Robinson had a better night than Kyle McCoy last night by far. It's not even close. All right. All right, you guys. Let's get to the negatives. We're about 40 minutes into the show. Let's get into it. Let's not waste no more time. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. If you're new to the show, if you're new to the channel, my name is Tone DeShields II. You guys are currently tuned in to Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. Make sure you guys are here for a long time and not just a good time. Get comfortable, kick your feet up, stay active in that like button, stay active in the chat. I appreciate all the love and support. You guys know how we do it here. All right. Let's get to the negatives. And let's not even pull no punches. The Kelee Ringo struggle train continues. The Kelee Ringo struggle train continues. I mean, he's been inconsistent in training camp. And quite frankly, he didn't look good last night at all. Him, Adoree Jackson, Perry Nickerson. I don't think Eli Ricks looked the greatest either. I felt like he was inconsistent. The Eagles, I need to see what Jacorian Bennett looks like ASAP. I need to see Jacorian Bennett on the football field ASAP, man. Jamar Chase made Kelee Ringo look like he didn't belong in the league. I'm not even over exaggerating. Kelee Ringo didn't know what to do with him. He couldn't do a damn thing to stop Jamar Chase. He gave up a 23-yard gain to Jamar Chase, which was a back shoulder throw. And look, tough catch by Jamar Chase, tough throw or a beautiful throw by Joe Burrow to take advantage of the outside leverage that Kelee Ringo was using. Put the ball in a place where only your receiver can get it. Kelee Ringo, man, he didn't look good. He gave up that 23-yard back shoulder pass to Chase, and he gave up a 36-yard touchdown reception to Chase. Left him in the dust. Adoree Jackson didn't look better either. As a matter of fact, Adoree Jackson gave up a touchdown too last night. He gave up a touchdown last night, but it got called back because of a chop block, I think, or a holding penalty. But Adoree Jackson gave up a touchdown last night. I ain't letting him slide for that. And he also gave up a reception, like a 15 or 20-yard reception to, I can't remember the receiver's name. White guy for the Bengals. I can't remember his name, but Adoree Jackson didn't look good either. Maxon Hook, the safety, the undrafted guy, gave up a touchdown. Sidney Brown and Tristan McCullum, they weren't awful, but they weren't consistent either. It was just a bad night for the DBs, if you ask me. Overall, a bad night for the DBs, man. I know Christian Parker is going to have a field day with that film. Going to have a field day, man. Bro. The Eagles got to figure out CB2. And I pray to God Jacorian Bennett is the answer. I pray to God Jacorian Bennett is the answer, man. I really, really do, because if Joe Burrow would have stayed in all game, he probably would have threw for like 500 yards. Kelee Ringo would have got smoked for like 200 yards by Jamar Chase. It was just a bad night for him. A bad night. Let me see if I can find out the specifics of what they gave up, because it didn't look good. Let me see here. All right. Let me see if I can find some stats out about what they gave us specifically last night. Where is it? I saw it. What was my man that showed the stats? I'm going to find those stats. Victor Williams. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, Victor Williams had the stats. Here we go. Shout out to Victor Williams. Let me bring this on screen, y'all. I'm going to bring this on screen. Shout out to Victor Williams, man, from the Philly Pod. Let me bring this on screen right now. He got the stats for Dory Jackson and Kelee Ringo. Check this out, man. This is abysmal. This is abysmal. And look, I don't know how accurate this is, but this is atrocious. Kelee Ringo in coverage versus the Bengals. 4 targets, 4 catches allowed, 79 receiving yards, a touchdown given up. Dory Jackson in coverage versus the Bengals. 5 targets, 4 catches allowed. One of the catches was dropped, by the way. Or one of the targets was dropped and gave up 45 yards. These guys gave up 8 catches on 9 targets. Oh my God. 124 yards receiving and a touchdown. They gave up 124 yards. 124 yards on 8 catches, 9 targets, and a touchdown between Kelee Ringo and Dory Jackson. What the hell is going on? Shout out to Victor Williams, man, for compiling these stats, man. And again, I don't know how accurate they are, but I'm trusting Victor Williams on this. I'm trusting these stats. What the hell? Barbecue chicken, honey barbecue chicken. Finger licking good. Dog. I don't know what to say about it. I just don't know what to say. All right, let me move on from this, man. I don't want to continue to beat a dead horse. Josh Uche and Azeez Ojulari didn't really pop yesterday. They didn't really get any pressure off the edge. I'm a little concerned about that. Uche and Azeez Ojulari didn't really get too much pressure at all. Most of the pressure came from the interior, and that's a positive for Gabe Hall and Ty Robinson. Uche and Ojulari just didn't seem like they had pop. They lacked speed off the edge. I didn't really see it. Patrick Johnson had a better night than them. Some other negatives before we get out of here, you guys. And I'm gonna get to the other super chats as well. I ain't gonna forget about y'all. Some other negatives here I have, and this goes for the offensive line. Miles Hinton, Cameron Williams, the 2 rookies, they got a lot of work to do. I'm telling you right now. Miles Hinton and Cameron Williams, the rookies, have a lot of work to do. Like I said, Brett Toth was inconsistent, but Miles Hinton got called for a false start and a holding penalty on back-to-back plays in the 4th quarter, losing a total of 15 yards. Miles Hinton has to clean up those mistakes, has to play with more confidence, and has to force the issue. Cameron Williams, same thing. Penalties. Cameron Williams got called for a holding penalty in the 4th quarter, negating a very solid run by Robinson. So Cameron Williams and Miles Hinton, they're rookies. And Jeff Stoutland has a lot of work to do with these guys. But damn, they didn't look good at all, man. Kyle McCord, I know DTR looked better than Kyle McCord last night, but Kyle McCord had no chance. No chance. What else I have here? Oh, yeah. Smile Mondon. You got to be better. Smile Mondon has to be better, man. Smile Mondon missed the tackle in the flat. He missed the tackle in the flat. Chase Brown stiff-armed the shit out of him. And Smile Mondon and Mac McWilliams got smacked by Tyler Hudson, the tight end, for the touchdown catch. Like he went right through them. Smile Mondon missed some crucial tackles last night. Look, he'll learn. But Smile Mondon has to clean up those mistakes, has to take advantage of opportunities when they come. But I think overall, though, it was good to see what we saw from the guys on offense. And obviously, it was good to see Ty Robinson and Gabe Hall do what they did. It was good to see Jihaad, Campbell, Jeremiah Trotter. They looked pretty good as well. Eli Ricks was inconsistent. But obviously, from a negative standpoint, the big story was Keely Ringo and Adoree Jackson. They looked awful. And the positives on the offensive side is Tanner McKee, Darius Cooper, and Johnny Wilson. They looked fantastic. And I want to show love to the OGs, Matt Pryor and Kendall Lamb at tackle. I want to show love to Tyler Steen. I want to show love to the rookie, Drew Kendall. Drew Kendall looks like a hit. So, that's pretty much my take, you guys, from last night. Those are my observations. Let me get to the rest of these super chats, and then we're going to begin to close the show, you guys. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Make sure you guys stay active, man. If you're new to the show, you guys are tuned in to Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. My name is Tone DeShields II. Make sure you guys lock in on the other content. All right. We got Shep here with a super chat, with a $10 super chat. Thank you, Shep. He said, Shalom, Tone. What we learned was Ringo and Jackson got beat like a drum. Go Birds. Keep up the good work. Yo, shout out to Shep, man. They did get beat like a drum. That shit was sad. Davon back again with a super chat. He says the cornerbacks were so bad it made it rough for our safeties and linebackers. You might be onto something with that, because it seemed like the safeties were trying to play cleanup a lot. Even the linebackers seemed like they were trying their hardest to play clean. Like the corners were not good. Tyreek Castro-Fields was not good. Perry Nickerson was not good. Keely Ringo was not good. Adoree Jackson was not good. Eli Ricks was inconsistent. That's just my take on that, man. Alex with a super chat says, Eagles have a good running back room. They do. They got a very strong running back room. Saquon, Shipley, and A.J. Dillon, Shunderick Powell. I like what they have there. Hell, I like what they got at the receiver room. I think the receiver depth just took a step forward. I really do. All right. I think I saw my dad in his live chat too. Let me see if I can find his comment here. My dad was in here. See if I can find him. See if I can find it. He was in here somewhere. See if I can find it. Where are you, Pop? My dad always showing love. I got to find his comment here. Where are you? Make sure you guys smash that like button, man. Again, here it is. My dad, shout out to my dad, man. Love him to death. He's always tuned in. He says, so glad we have a good second-string quarterback, Tanner McKee. He looked really good out there yesterday. Go Birds, bro. Dad, you're so right, man. Tanner McKee looked fantastic. Darius Cooper and Johnny Wilson looked great as well. Kylan Granton got in on the action, had a couple catches. You know what I'm saying? A.J. Dillon looked good in the passing game as well. So, yeah, I like our depth on offense. Let's say that, right? I really like our depth on offense. Now, on defense, depth is a concern, in particular at corner. And the edge right now, they didn't show too much pop last night. I didn't really see Antoine Powell-Ryland. He didn't really jump off the screen. Azeez Ojulari didn't jump off the screen. Uche didn't jump off the screen. Ogbo didn't jump off the screen. The only edge rusher to really jump off the screen was Patrick Johnson. He got a sack and he got an interception. The D tackles did well, right? Ty Robinson and Gabe Hall, they did well. But, defensive depth right now is a question mark a little bit. A lot of it, actually. And offensive depth looks really strong. Looks really, really strong. And Forte says Elliott missed that 55-yarder. That was an ugly one, but he made everything else. I'm not going to hold that one against him. Granted, it got called off because of a penalty. He still technically missed it. But you know, it is what it is. I feel better about Jake Elliott than feeling negative about him. I don't feel negative about Jake Elliott. I know he missed that 55-yarder, but I'm not going to overreact to that. Let's see here. James says the ends will look better lined up next to Davis and Carter. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. You know, Davis and Jalen Carter, they demand a lot of attention. But it's important for guys to take advantage of opportunities when you get them. So I feel you, James, but you got to show some pop now. Big Dog 5215 says they let man kick a field goal. Oh, they did? I didn't even notice that. Unique Cross says, I think Jake was playing hurt last year because he looked really good last night. I think he looked good last night too. Gregory says, in practice, quarterback 2 runs the opposing team's offense against the first team defense every week of the season. Tanner McKee is important if he does play on game day. Yeah, man, I think Tanner McKee can definitely win you some games. Alex said defense was playing soft coverage to open the game. I hate when Vic does that. You know, he was playing vanilla. Man. So I can't really blame Fangio. Like, it was a vanilla game plan, but those guys got to make plays. They got to make plays. All right, where are we? Gregory says, we're happy with Tanner McKee in the NFL. You need 2 quarterbacks. Facts. I agree 100%. Chris Caraway says Castro Fields played better than most of the corners. I mean, I don't think he was that impressive. Look, I'm going to watch the game again. I watched the game like 2.5, like almost 3 times. I'm gonna look out for Castro Fields. I'm going to look out for him and try to pay attention to him. I'm not saying he was the worst, but I wasn't overly impressed. Like, Castro Fields was the best. Him and Eli Ricks were probably the best of a bad bunch. And I don't know if that's saying much. KGK says, I think Highland Pierce is better than Cameron Williams and Miles Hinton at this point in camp. All right, let's see here. Wharf says, what corner is out there that we can realistically get via trade or free agency? I don't know, bro. I got to do my research on that. I just don't know. I do not know, man. I couldn't even tell you. Big Dog 5 says, yeah, Braden Mann kicked the low kick for the field goal, and Jake was holding the ball. Oh, okay. They was out there playing around a little bit. Okay. But yeah, man, we're about to get out of here. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, man. I really do appreciate the support. You guys are phenomenal. Look, it was a really fun game last night. Overall, my biggest takeaways are Tanner McKee is for real. Darius Cooper needs to change his jersey number because he's getting signed. Johnny Wilson, I apologize, brother. Keely Ringo, I'm praying for you. Adoree Jackson, hang it up. I'm trying to think who else. Ty Robinson, good start. Jihaad Campbell, good start, but you got to catch the ball. Gabe Hall, man, oh man, underrated. Tyler Steen, ready to go. Ready to go. Who else, man? A.J. Dillon and Will Shipley, we're deep at running back. So, yeah, those are pretty much my observations, you guys. Anaya Smith, gadget guy, utility. Sneaky good. Sneaky good. The quick slant for the touchdown, then followed it up with a 46-yard punt return. I like it. And by the way, you guys, just as a heads up, this Sunday, Coach Marcus and I will be linking up as we always do. And we're going to be giving you guys our 53-man roster prediction. I repeat, Coach Marcus and I will be giving you guys our 53-man roster predictions. I'm going to have my prediction. He's going to have his. All right? So there you have it. I've been your humble host, Tone DeShields II. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. You guys have been locked in on Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game.